Shalom, shalom to everyone watching this video. This is Rabbi Moshe Otero with the Ways of Israel, or Darkei Israel. I'm going to begin a series dealing with something that is very, very sensitive, and the nature of it is something that is alarming, especially in the religious community, the Jewish religious community. And it deals with something called child abuse. Unfortunately, the Jewish community suffers of this, as well as the regular community outside of the Jewish world. As a matter of fact, some studies suggest that the rate of child abuse within the Orthodox Jewish community may be comparable to the general population of the United States. However, other studies indicate variations within different subgroups, locations, and instances in Israel. A study found higher proportion of males treated for sexual abuse in religious, public school, and ultra-Orthodox streams compared to the secular schools. Another study shows that between 2001, there was reported over 3.29 thousand children in the ultra-Orthodox local authorities were treated by social service for sexual abuse versus 1.9 in other Jewish localities. However, the author of these studies show that there's a figure that might be increased if we trust in the reporting rather than the actual higher number of prevalent child abuse within the religious communities. There are some communities that are more prone to this, especially if we take a look at the use of alcohol, and especially this is one of the reasons why I cry out during Simchat Torah and in Purim, where there's a custom in many communities you get so drunk that you're not able to distinguish between Mordecai and Haman, which really literally means that they lose consciousness of their actions, and that's a very, very dangerous state to be in, because keep in mind we have a Yetzer Tov and we have a Yetzer Hara, and usually in that state either one could take over the person and do things that are completely terrible. The grassroots activism that groups like Za'aka, which are working to raise awareness and to educate the community and promote legislative reforms to protect children and support survivors, is part of this entire process. And there are issues of prevalence of child maltreatment, not only in Israel, but also in Jewish community throughout. And I could tell you by firsthand knowledge of rabbis who basically they had awakened from their state of shikar, drunkenness, having done harm to their own children, to their own extended families, and it's awful. No doubt about it, it's awful, and that's why I decry the use now of alcoholism. And any of the feasts, you need to be cognizant and conscious. Obviously, child abuse is an issue affecting all communities. So in this series, I'm going to be looking at both the victim, which is the one that was abused, as well as the one that perpetrated the abuse. So I hope you stay informed and be part of this series. Some of the answers that I may give may not be pleasing to those listening, to both sides, the victim and the perpetrator, because to a certain extent it affects us all. All of us are affected when child abuse takes place, especially within the home, within the community, within the place where we live. So please stay tuned with this, and we're going to call it Forgive Them, for They Know Not What They Do. And that's going to be the series of the child abuse, both the perpetrator as well as the victim of that abuse. So stay tuned. We will be answering a lot of questions in this series called Forgive Them, for They Know Not What They Do.